All right, the Milwaukee Brewers were off yesterday. That is where we begin the Rizzo report, but they just swept the Cincinnati Reds in a 3-game series, then a day off, and now they are in Philadelphia to take on the red-hot Philadelphia Phillies. Philly has won 3 in a row and 12 of their last 17 games. Last year, the Phils beat out the Brewers by just 1 game to win the 3rd NL wildcard spot. Then they went on to go to the World Series where they lost in 6 games to the Houston Astros. Both teams have hot sluggers. Kyle Schwarber has homered in 3 games, while Christian Yelich has homered in 2 straight as well. Rob Thompson, the Phillies skipper, says that Bryce Harper will play first base for the first time in his career in one of the games this series, but has not said which one. Meanwhile, Harper can't wait to face tonight's starter. He is a lifetime .404 hitter with 9 home runs off of Julio Tehran, the most that he's hit off of any opposing pitcher. All right, so Bryce Harper getting hot, continues to stay hot. I always love to see him have success. The Padres and the Blue Jays. Of course, the Padres a bit of a disappointment, actually a large disappointment so far in 2023. They're going to be taking on the Blue Jays. Now, the Blue Jays hold the 2nd wild card spot in the American League. The guys are going to start a 3-game series against the disappointing Padres tonight. Toronto started the 2nd half by sweeping the Diamondbacks and have won 8 of their last 9 games. The Jays' pen had a rough time on Sunday, but still have a 1.64 earned run average over their last 9 games. So the bullpen of the Jays is not an issue. Juan Soto for the Padres is an issue, hitting just .211 in his last 16 games. Is he starting his final couple of weeks as a Padre? Remember, this was a big deal when he and Hader went over to the Padres, of course. Could he be moving once again, as the Padres have certainly had a disappointing season? Diamondbacks and the Braves. The slumping Diamondbacks have lost 4 in a row and are just 6-12 in their last 18 games. Arizona has fallen from first place in the NL West to 3rd and now sit 2.5 games behind the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks have to hope they are catching the Braves at the right moment. Atlanta lost their last 2 games to the White Sox, but the Braves haven't lost 3 in a row since the middle of May. They have been by far the most consistent team all season long. The pitching matchup is not favorable for the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight. Arizona has lost 6 straight starts by Zach Davies, who will have to face off against NL All-Star Bryce Elder. This is the final meeting of the regular season between the 2 NL contenders. The Braves took 2 of 3 in Arizona at the start of June. And Chris, you have said time and time again that you feel that the Atlanta Braves as well as the Houston Astros are the 2 best run franchises in Major League Baseball. I want to ask you a question. Are the Braves the most consistent team in your mind this season? And a second question is, are you worried about the Diamondbacks?
Now, you have to be worried about the Diamondbacks, Alana. They have not played well for a period of time. They had a terrible series in Toronto. They need another pitcher in the worst way. They have not been down through playoff contention. These young guys and the manager for a long period of time. They in 3rd place in the division. I would be very worried about Arizona. They're deep end of the pool right now for Arizona. Deep end of the pool. They can get into Atlanta and get ambushed. And, they're going to be in big trouble. So right now they got that last spot by basically a half a game. I would be concerned by them, and I'm not sure what they're going to add at the deadline. It's not like they got a bottom full of revenue, so we'll have to see what the Diamondbacks do. I do think the Braves, top to bottom, right now are the best team in the sport. I know the Dodgers are there, and Tampa's there, and everything else, and anything can happen in a short series. But Fried hasn't pitched. He's due back here soon. Wright hasn't pitched. He's back here soon. I mean, they got all these young kids who have pitched well. They have a tremendous lineup. They hit 1,000,000 home runs. They dominate teams in the first inning. They hit 1,000,000 home runs in the first inning. Atlanta's the best team. Now, again, postseason, anything can happen. They're going to have to deal with a layoff. They didn't deal with that great last year, and they got ambushed by the Phillies when they had to wait around for 6 days. That's the issue of the playoff system in baseball right now. The 2 best records in each league got to sit for 6 days before they play a game, because that best of 3 takes 3 days. There's an off day before and an off day after. Now, that can take you out of rhythm a little bit. And I think it hurt the Dodgers in Atlanta last year.
Hurt the Dodgers for sure.
They have to learn how to handle that. Yeah, and I think it hurt Atlanta. I really do. Atlanta finished the season on a Wednesday, and the next time they played a game was Tuesday afternoon, and the Phillies had come off a great sweep against St. Louis. Philly had all the momentum, and baseball's got a lot to do with that. So I think I see how Atlanta handles that. You're 100% right to hurt the Dodgers, but I think I think you'd agree. I think Atlanta right now, 30 games over 500. Atlanta right now is the best team in the sport.
61 and 31
and they're
already,
one of the best organizations.
Yeah, and they haven't skipped a beat all year. I mean, the Dodgers have had lulls of good periods, but lulls of bad periods. Atlanta's been the most consistent team, almost wire to wire this season, 30 games over 500. I would agree. 7.5 game lead in the division, don't they? I mean, they have a commanding lead in the NL East. Yeah.
And they're going to have the best record, so they're going to be a home field throughout the NL. Now, they're going to have to sit tight, and that will be interesting to see how they handle that. And the NL West will probably also have the bye, so we'll have to wait and see how that works out, too.